Hey guys, join your scary queens,
Chelsea,
Christian,
Harry,
and Sabrina for the Witching Hour.
we will review horror,
get into some mysterious stories.
and to be honest, probably share our opinions on just about anything.
Don't be afraid to stick around.
How do we want to start it?
I was popping a pimple.
Like that.
I think that's the perfect way to start the podcast episode. Hello, guys.
Hello.
We are back. So this week, the way we picked the movie was today is Friday when we're recording, and yesterday was Chelsea's birthday. So we gave her the privilege of picking the movie. So Chelsea, inform us of what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay, so I picked one of my favorites, The Conjuring from 2013, directed by James Wan, who I think is like one of the most talented directors. He's done Insidious, he's done the whole Conjuring series. He stopped doing Insidious when it came to the third one because that one's a piece of dookie. But The Conjuring's cute because it just follows this, nice little white family that moves into a farmhouse, and some ooky spooky things start to happen, and the power couple, Ed and Lorraine Warren, show up to see what's going on, and then they realize that it's a lot worse than they originally thought.
Ooh, spoopy.
Ooh.
I love them. I love Ed and Lorraine. I was literally
Same.
obsessed with them when the movie first came out. I learned everything about them,
Yes.
and I've forgotten it
Yes.
all, but I was so obsessed with them.
Literally, this was my first ever horror movie. So that's why, even if it wasn't, like, if it was one of the worst movies we'd ever watched to review for this channel, I would still love it so much because of the sentimental value of it being my first horror movie. Also, about Ed and
My
Lorraine.
first horror movie. What?
I was going to say about Ed and Lorraine, if they looked like that in real life, I would let them sleep over too. What the fuck do you mean?
Exactly, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I looked them up, and I was very disappointed.
I know they're scary.
They were not. They were not as cute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I
yeah.
definitely watched my first horror movie because the main actor was someone that I liked, and I thought he was cute, and I was like, "Hello."
You said I can get scared.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one?
It was Woman in Black, and Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is
Interesting.
good, and
I've
I
never
was like,
watched it.
I've never seen it
the
either.
entire time.
Can you believe Daniel Radcliffe wrote the entire Harry Potter series when he was a child?
I love
hear
how
it.
we're like they wrote themselves. That's just
Writer,
Yeah.
director, producer, and actor. Crazy. At only
Radcliffe.
what,
Like
12
like Jordan
years old?
Peele.
He wrote the score. Jordan Peele.
He is
Someone
Jordan Peele.
Comparing Daniel Radcliffe and Jordan Peele is the best ever. Okay, so what are your favorite parts of this movie, guys?
Oh goodness.
What are some of the highlights?
I don't know where to start.
I like the shot where they're moving into the house, and it's like one continuous
Yes.
shot of them moving all the furniture
Yeah.
in boxes.
Yes.
And it must have been so hard to get that because everybody has to time everything perfectly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it reminded me of one of the episodes of Haunting of Hill House, where there's a scene in one of the episodes that was shot, and it's like 17 minutes long or something, and it was shot in one go.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of that. But yeah, that was
That
a really,
was really
shot.
good.
Another really good shot was when the camera, she was looking like towards the end of the movie, when she was looking for the book, and it was
Yeah.
upside down. And as she's going through the hallway, it like pans up to her, and then it goes up to the guy looking for Alice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
I love that
shots in
shot
this
too.
movie.
Alice.
About the big
April?
Girl, it starts with an A. Good enough.
Same difference. But about the beginning shot, I wrote down intro song when they're moving in slaps. The freaking song. I was vibing.
All the music in this is so good.
It's good. Puts
The
you in the
costumes are also fire. I love
Yes.
all of
Oh
the
yeah,
costume choices.
Lorraine. Every outfit she ever
Oh
wore.
my god! Why was she a vampire queen in every outfit?
She
Like
reminds
the
me of
most
Sabrina.
Catholic person ever.
Oh.
Whoa! that was a compliment and a half. Thank you very much.
I would fucking love to take their class. Like, if that was an option at school, I would 100% take it. If they were going around schools, yes, ma'am.
I'd also walk in
True.
with 17 rosaries because I am scared of everything. So yeah. I think even when we went to go see some horror movies, like when COVID wasn't a thing, we went to go see horror movies in person. I definitely took my rosaries. I will tell every one of you.
I remember
Annabelle
that.
Comes Home.
Yeah. I
Didn't
had
you have
one,
a-
if not two.
Didn't you have a hot pink one?
I do have a hot pink one, and then I have like a silvery, crystal-y one. You know.
Speaking of Annabelle,
keep all your bases covered.
This is, I think, like my third time watching this movie. It is now when I'm starting to realize how the like different movies fall in line together. Like before it was so complicated for me to think about, but now I'm starting to get it, especially when they started with the Annabelle story.
Kind of don't. I don't know. This might be This might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't like that they lean so heavily on Annabelle being the scariest thing that Ed and Lorraine Warren see and do. You know, like that's the one overarching narrative through all the films, and I think they've done like plenty of spooky stuff. Like you don't really have to bridge them all through Annabelle. You can bridge them through different things. Yeah, because I don't think Annabelle's demon is the one that's in everyone, is it? Unless I'm wrong and I did not, you know.
I don't think so. No, because like in Annabelle Comes Home, like it's like all the other stuff that's in that room that they have, like those spirits come, and it's like, oh well, I kind of want more movies on those other things so we can see more of what's in that room.
Yeah.
The spirit's name was, well, it wasn't a spirit. She was a full-blown
demon. Bathsheba, my queen.
Bathsheba.
Stop. I loved it.
I love her. Her and Annabelle are a power couple. Forget Ed
when she was sitting in that chair and brushing.
Yeah, when she was stroking her, I was like,
ew. Another good scene when Lorraine is like, I don't know, vibing by the dock and the tree, and Patrick Wilson is like watching her, and then she looks at him and the feet are dangling behind him. Ooh.
Yeah, that's like an iconic scene.
We were watching that on Zoom earlier today, and when that scene came up, I showed Harry and Christian my toesies just to remind them.
She knew it was coming, so she just showed her feet. It was kind of gross.
Yeah. I loved it.
I think the jump scares in this movie, especially because I was wearing loud ass headphones, are so good. Even though it's the third time than previously, they still get me every time.
Yeah, I love that.
I like the jump scares here because they're like, I don't know, they're layered jump scares, and also it's like the antique-y vibes. I can like forgive all of the jump scares, you know.
That's true. For me, like one of the best ones that got me like the first time I watched it, now not so much because like I knew it was coming, but like the one with the Taylor Swift cameo where she's like, look what you made me do. When she comes out of nowhere.
I hate you.
Because I in that scene in particular, she kind of like pops up and then she whispers like, look what you made me do. And then she looks at her wrists and they're bleeding and stuff. And then the guy's like, oh my God, and he calls for help.
Ass cop.
No, not the cop, the freaking...
No, he was the cop.
Oh, it was the cop? Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He was
girlfriend, you don't think I remember my men?
So then he goes like, calls for help. And I thought like, oh, that was the scare. Like, it's over. But then she goes, and I'm like, oh. Like that scared me. That
wasn't he eating an apple when that happened?
I don't know.
The most pointless shit at all moments when they needed him.
Yeah,
that's true.
He was like, I don't believe it.
You know who else ate an apple?
Adam? I don't know.
Snow White.
Eve. Oh my God. Sabrina's like me.
No, she's allergic. She can't.
I am allergic to apples.
Oh my God, that's right.
It's literally a hate crime against myself because I used to love them. And then one day my body was like, you know what? You're enjoying this too much. Let's take it away.
One of my favorite things is that I feel like something this movie does really well is the like quiet shots where nothing necessarily is happening, but there are movies where it's pointless and like they need to be there. But I feel like this movie, a lot of the quiet shots where literally it's just like shooting the outside and maybe you think you see something. I really like all of those in this movie.
Yeah, he does a really good job of like building tension like it's going to be a jump scare without it being, you know, corny and predictable.
Exactly, yeah.
That's true.
Oh, I'm sorry. The one that literally, when I watched it for the first time, I peed my whole self was when the mom, she like falls down the stairs and she's climbing back up and she's like, you know what? I'm going to keep you down here. And then she closes the door and she like, she gets wrecked. But then she turns on this little match.
She gets yeeted, you mean? She gets yeeted by the house.
Yeeted.
Yeah.
But then she turns on this little match and she's trying to look around and then it collapses around her.
Any of the claps in the entire movie, I was like, goodbye.
I know. I'm sorry. Stupidest game ever. Will never play it. You do not pay me enough to play that stupid ass game.
Literally, I wrote down in because like in the beginning, they're like, oh my god, I love this house. Like we're so happy, blah blah blah, and then they get it on. I literally wrote down that the parents, what are they called again?
Ed and
Lorraine. Those are the ugliest things. I'm so sorry. Carolyn and Roger. Yeah. They were like, let's play hide and clap my cheeks. And then they just started going at it.
I think I threw up a little bit.
Christian! And then she got bruises everywhere.
Yeah. What did you do to me last night?
He was like, I am not that strong, ma'am. Definitely can't do that.
Yeah, and it was like her calf. So like what even? Like punched her in the calf.
Some people are into weird stuff. You don't know.
The bruises. Cindy fucking bumping her head into that dresser every night killed me. Like,
Yo, she got beat
today.
Up.
Yeah. And it made me laugh so hard. How did she not get bruised?
And I made the connection while we were looking to make the list, because we write a list of all the characters and the actors, who they are. When we were looking up all the little sisters, Renesmee from the Twilight films is one of the daughters, and she's the one that bumps her head.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. Sorry.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna like go off on a tangent.
I won't.
See, but this time her face is real. Whereas in Twilight, they like faked up her face the entire movie. So now it actually looks like. Also, Chelsea,
she's a beautiful little girl.
Something that I had to bring up.
Huge ass wart on her head.
Because we had a little. How did Sabrina say last time? Antidote.
Oh, antidote.
Yeah, antidote. So Chelsea and I were a part of Thespians my senior year of high school, so like 2 years ago, and we were walking to like Wendy's or something after one of the events, and there was a dead bird on the side of the road. And she was freaked out and didn't even want to walk by it because she said it was like some type of witchcraft or something. And in this movie, as soon as I saw the dead bird like ram itself into the house, I was like, Chelsea's gonna know.
Chelsea knows. That's the devil.
On a road trip to I think like Miami one time, and a bird ran into us. We did not run into the bird. Okay.
No.
A bird like totally got shit wrecked on my windshield while my dad was driving.
Are you serious? Did he die?
Yeah, I mean, I was on I-4, so yes,
well, that's his
definitely.
Fault. That's his fault.
Sorry, that's the bird's fault.
Yeah, I also wrote about. Okay, y'all can let me know what you think about this. I'm not sure if that's what that was, but that's what I got from it. The scene where like she's doing laundry, Lorraine is doing laundry, and then he comes up behind her and he's like, "I love."
He's gonna fuck her.
Yeah,
and then. She like tries to grab a white sheet and it like releases and then it takes like the silhouette of Bathsheba and then she like transports into the room before she throws up in that other girl's mouth.
Yeah,
but
that part.
But when she
up in her mouth, sorry, keep going.
You're good. We'll get to that. But then when the white sheet like covered Bathsheba, I was like, is that like supposed to be a reference? I know she's not like a ghost, but I thought it was like a reference to like Halloween-y, like when people like put a sheet over them and it's like a ghost, like look at me, I'm a ghost. I thought it was like like that's what I got from it.
Okay, Bathsheba was around in the 1490s or something. Okay, she does not know what the ghost sheet trend is. Like, I don't think she's doing it. She's like,
but I was thinking of it from like a director's standpoint.
You know?
Yeah, I was thinking of it from like Mr. Wan's standpoint. Like, I'm
thinking it from Bathsheba. She's not gonna like just be like.
Yeah, that's true. But then like I noticed it because then afterwards too, when they're doing the exorcism, they cover her in a white sheet again, and I'm like, oh, okay, like it happened more than once. It probably means something, you know? Because they didn't have to wrap her up.
When they do that exorcism and she's covered in the white sheet, you know when that shit like slices open, you can see half of her face. Terrifying. Terrifying. And she's like spitting up blood in her eyes. And, that is nightmare fuel.
It is.
Disgusting.
Wait, so can we talk about it now?
Yeah, just yeah.
Can we
So,
talk about how she
vomit.
threw up in her mouth? And she goes to the bathroom, and Lorraine's like, "Are you all right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just woke up feeling sick." Like, if Lorraine is in my house, I'm gonna be like, "Bitch, something just threw up in my mouth. What is
If
happening?"
Lorraine was in
Definitely
your
use
house,
her as a therapist. I'm sorry. I would literally tell her every ailment I have ever had, every feeling I've ever
every
felt.
feeling.
And
Yeah,
I would
agree.
she would talk me through it because I'm sorry, there's no more qualified person than Lorraine.
Exactly.
And everyone.
Yeah. I don't know.
Rest
she
in
was on
peace.
crack.
They
Yeah.
both passed away
If
now.
a
And I
demon
feel like the
throws up-
world is a dangerous place now.
If a demon throws up in my mouth, it's on sight. Like, that's disgusting.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. The disrespect.
Yeah.
Another scene I liked was when Nancy got yoinked by Bathsheba.
Loved
She
it.
takes her hair and just like drags her to like filth all across
And Lorraine
the
had to
freaking house.
give her a quarantine fucking haircut.
Yes.
She
Stop.
said, "Chop."
My mom, we were watching like a TikTok that was like, you don't have to cut your hair just because you're in quarantine and do your crazy shit. And I was like, and my mom was like, that's you. You shouldn't do this.
Shit.
And
Mom
I
goes
literally have an
shade.
appointment to go dye the bottom of my hair like a whole different color on Monday. And I felt too attacked with
Oh,
that.
no.
That was
Yeah.
too sweet.
Too real.
Too real.
She called you out, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A star of this film at the young age of, I don't know how young she was, fucking Joey King.
Joey King.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't realize that was Joey King.
I know.
I was just like, who's that goofy looking girl? And then I saw the cast list and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But her acting,
Gross.
though, especially in the scene where she thinks that something's behind the door, her acting is
Yes.
insane.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
I
that
think
scene
she's
always
a
freaking
great-
scared me.
She's a
Yeah.
great crier and she's a great like intense actress. I
Yeah.
hate her as a
Kissing booth?
female
Like
yeah,
romantic,
love
whatever.
interest.
Mhm.
Sorry,
I thought
no.
you were going to
Yeah.
stop at
Disgusting.
female.
As a female.
No,
That
as
would
like
have
a
been
love
very
interest. I cannot.
problematic.
I
Just a
know,
personal
sorry.
attack.
I'm
No,
glad that
yeah,
you stopped
I
there.
can't.
No, yeah, I saw like I've only seen people react to the kissing booth because I thought the videos were funny because people were like, I hate this movie, and everybody hated it. They were like, ew, why is she doing that? I don't know.
They're
But
coming with like a 3 now. I don't know how these Netflix films are getting funding. Like the worst ones are the ones that are like, yep, you get a 3rd movie. You're welcome.
yeah, and then the
Yeah.
good stuff they'd cancel it, and I'm like, what the heck?
Now they're
got
making
it.
a Conjuring 3.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
what I think Sabrina saw it. We were looking up what year this one came out.
It comes
which
out
is
next
2013.
next
I
year.
And then we found the
swear-
other one.
I
Mhm.
swear on my cat that the Conjuring 3 was supposed to come out like this month.
well, maybe it
Probably.
was, but like you
I
know,
think they pushed it
Corona.
back or something.
Anyway,
I can't wait.
can we talk about the equipment that these bitches had in the 70s? I was so shocked. All the
I
shit
know.
they
Oh
set
my
around the
God.
house.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about. I'm sorry. On this podcast, I seem so horny, but it's just 'cause we keep watching movies with men, and I love men. The audio guy, the Asian man who
The
is
Asian
beautiful.
man, love him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would
What's
let him
his-
have at least one of my babies.
At
He's
least
so pretty.
Shannon Cook.
Yeah,
Oh,
Shannon Cook, if you're
Cook.
listening, we know you are. Call all of us.
Yeah.
Also,
I
not
am
only
Sabribo on Instagram. It's SABRIIBO. You can DM me. Just say
but
your
not
name.
only Drew, is Ed a zaddy or is it just me?
Oh
when-
no, he's definitely.
When
daddy.
he said, what was it? He's like,
Oh,
we want to keep the genie in the bottle. I was like,
oh yeah, Christian was really affected. He was really taken aback by that quote.
Expected.
I was taken aback.
Guys, I was just drinking my tea and I almost took out my front tooth. I just missed.
No.
Damn, I wish you would have heard the clink. That would have been so good.
I heard
Yeah.
the clink it resonated in my brain.
Could have used
It was hard.
We could have used
Ooh,
it
I
as a
hate that.
sound bite for Instagram.
Ew, a tooth clank.
Disgusting.
Let's talk
Also-
about all the 3s in this movie.
Love disrespecting the Holy Trinity. It's,
Yes.
wow.
We have
Favorite
all the
pastime.
clocks. After the first night, when they christen the house, I suppose. And she's like, oh my gosh, my calf. All the clocks have stopped at 3:07.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Because that's when BATHSHEBAAAAAA died. That was the time that she literally got on the branch. She said, "A mí me gusta Satanás," and then she jumped
Yeah.
out.
For our English speaker, she said, "Hey, Queens," and then she killed herself.
And all the like knocking, Annabelle's knocking in the little anecdote at the beginning. She knocks 3 times, and when they tie the doorknobs together because the dad's like, if we don't tie them together, they just knock all night in 3s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Ed is like, "Do they knock 3
Also,
times?"
when they wake up the next morning after christening the house, their poor little doggy is dead.
I know.
Oh my God.
Beautiful
This
dog.
is why, okay, y'all, if y'all follow us on Instagram at TAT Scary Queens, we posted some tips on how to survive a horror movie, and one of them is that listen to the freaking animals. The dog did not want to go inside the house, and they didn't listen, and look at that. None of them died,
I'm
so there was
sorry.
no repercussions.
I don't know if any of you guys do this. I commented on that picture and I was like, I live by these like every day.
Yeah.
They're not just like a thing. Like, it's not just when I'm feeling spoopy, you know? It's like,
It's just in general.
in general, these are rules that I live by because I don't feel like getting haunted, possessed, any of that shit. I don't mess with it. It's not cute.
Yeah, there was a lot of, or no, I don't know if there was a lot of it, but there was this one scene where she, it's what's her face, Carolyn. She is like packing or something. I don't know. She's doing something with some clothes. I think she's just doing laundry. And there's like, she's looking in the mirror, and I saw that mirror, and I was like, nope, something bad about to happen. And it didn't happen in the mirror, but something did happen afterwards. And she was like, she heard the claps, and she was like, who is it?
And I'm sorry if my child pulls up with a toy that I didn't buy her, and that shit looks like it's from the 1800s. Okay, that looked like it probably would have given her rabies if she put it in her mouth.
Like, okay.
Okay.
Take
I
it
don't
away.
know.
It works,
Take it away. Throw it out. Just cover it in
Especially-
salt. Bury it.
Especially if my child goes, I'm talking to my friend.
Ew.
And there's no one there. And she's like, his name's Rory. And like, he comes in the mirror when you look at, I'm like, hello, goodbye. I would throw the child away, like also the toy.
I literally, like we all put mute when we're watching this movie together. I unmuted my thing to just tell Harry and Christian, I'm never having children, and that is why. Because I refuse to deal with that.
Out of all the things, it's just they would bring.
It's very high up on the list. It's very high up on the list. I'm scared
like
my kid will see demons.
We went from you can have at least one of my babies to
I don't want children.
having children.
Well, it doesn't mean I have to keep it.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to have it, but you can take it. You can have it.
You can
Also,
have my DNA. You're welcome.
Did nobody have a flashlight in this home? Because they kept going, bring me the matches. And I'm like, flashlight, people, flashlight.
Except when he was screwing in that light bulb in the basement, he had a flashlight. So where that shit been?
I guess flashlight, electricity is expensive in the 70s. I don't know. Batteries.
Those are battery powered. That's not like
you know what? Batteries are still expensive. So
have you ever bought a D battery?
What is the price of batteries? I don't
know. Like $70 a cent.
No.
No, $70 a cent.
Come again, sir.
You know what I mean.
A D
a
battery.
megawatt. A megawatt. What are they measured in?
A megawatt.
Like zincs. I'm gonna stop talking.
Lumens?
I'm gonna stop talking.
Lumens.
Throw up.
Oh, that's
That's what light is measured in.
Christian, whatever.
No. But like,
whatever you're about to say, Christian, don't.
Whatever.
Okay.
You know shit about electricity. Shut up.
I think he's talking about watts. Is that what you're talking about, Christian?
Well, yeah, that's like microwaves and stuff, right?
And also
like microwaves have watts.
Okay, let's move on.
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm sure our listeners don't care. So
Bathsheba is crazy and she's spoopy.
She is.
She's also my queen. I wanted to get a goldfish and name it Bathsheba, like a black one. The ones that are like fat.
Gonna have that goldfish is gonna bite your toe in your sleep.
No,
and that would be so funny if you got like a beta fish, because sometimes they jump the tank, and I just think you would literally shit yourself if you were a Bathsheba
if you named
fish.
it. I got a beta fish.
Jumped the tank.
I got a beta fish when I was like in college last semester, and
it died.
And okay, well, I was getting there, but it died. I know he freaking died, but I don't know what he did. He just turned brown, and then he was like, "Bye."
Yeah.
Christian, how did you kill your beta fish?
I didn't kill him. I fed him, and I like changed his water all the time. I don't know, not all the time, but like when appropriate. And then basically,
he said I changed it before I got him, and then after he died.
I was gonna name it Bathsheba, but I was like, that's not fitting because he's blue, and I wanted to name my black goldfish.
Okay, and Bathsheba's pink. What?
Yeah, but she's like a dark
Technically,
entity.
she's gray.
Yeah,
If you look at her, she's kind of a
Yeah,
gray
she's
hue.
kind of. She looks like gray matter. But yeah. So I named him Elio because I was gonna go to Italy, but then Miss Coronavirus said you're not going to Italy.
Yeah.
So, and it's like an Italian name anyway. So that's my sad story of my fish. My little anecdote.
Can I say that if I were Judy Babooty, I would disown my parents if it was possible. I do. She didn't have the choice. He was born into that family.
That. Yeah.
Poor
like,
Judy.
Can you imagine, like, then you realize one day your parents fuck with demons and you're like, who the fuck signed me up for this shit?
Yeah.
Who signed
But
me up?
she was like into it though, because she was like, oh, let's see what's in the room.
I don't
and
think
they were
she
like,
was
hey,
into
no, there's
it.
demons, and she didn't care. She was like, okay.
Okay.
At the end, she cared when
she cared
Annabelle was
when-
gonna wreck her shit. I'm sorry, she cared so much.
Yeah,
She was like, Grandma, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And then Annabelle was like, let me see if I can break this child's back on this rocking chair. That thing threw so hard,
Literally.
smashed into pieces.
As a 6-year-old Judy, I would sit my parents down and be like, whatever you're doing, don't. Okay? We don't need this anymore.
Yes.
I can't believe.
Also, that freaking house. First mistake.
Which one?
I hate like their house. Like not like
I hate their house.
Oh,
It's
okay.
rad.
I'm like, first of all, that's fucking ugly. No, but like, it literally looked like it was meant to be haunted. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it looked like, oh, that house is probably haunted.
Lorraine?
I'm sorry.
The farmhouse.
The farmhouse. I'm sorry, that
That's
tree
a
in the
real
back.
house.
It was like
Oh.
dirty inside. Like the walls were like smudged
Yeah.
and like it looked haunted. So I'm like,
it was for clothes. Okay, here's the
Whatever.
thing that I took away from the movie. Don't move to Massachusetts. Don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. There's witches everywhere. There've been witches for años. Okay, años. Just don't move to Massachusetts.
For anyone
it was,
wondering,
like, the
that
first
means
thing.
bathroom.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
in Spanish.
No, it does not. It means years. Yeah, the house was located in Massachusetts. I'm sorry, you know the stuff that happens in Massachusetts. They
Says
get real
the
down
bitch
and
that
dirty
wants
with
to
the
go
witches.
to Salem.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to visit as a tourist and be like, oh, cute. I'm not gonna reside
you're gonna find
there
Bathsheba.
24/7.
She was a Salem.
No, that's why I won't go. Okay, my sister loves jazz, so she wants to go to New Orleans, and I refuse to go with her because that bitch will touch and eat every single thing, and then we'll come back with a demon or a blood curse
Gonna eat
or
a
a
demon.
voodoo doll, and I just can't. I can't. I
When
don't
you
fuck
eat
with
a
it.
demon,
It's too scary.
Something's
I
gonna
just would have
something's
to tie
gonna
her
throw
hands,
up in
like,
her
behind
mouth.
her back and be like, you can look at it the whole town, and that's it.
Just make sure no
Yeah.
one throws up in her mouth.
Now
Yeah,
that
agreed.
house is actually in Rhode Island, and
So they're lying.
when this movie first came out, people were like, we got to go to the Conjuring house, and people kept showing up, and it was this like old couple that just let the Conjuring
Aw.
people film the outside
Aw.
of their house, and then all of a sudden people
That's
were
cute.
showing up at their house in the middle of the night so they could be like, oh, yuck, we're at the Conjuring house.
I'm sorry. I would cry if I were a
Yikes.
little
That is
old lady and people were showing up in the middle of the night to my
They
house.
were
No.
begging people to stop going there. I think they ended up
So sad.
selling it
Good.
because people
not be
wouldn't
there.
leave them alone.
Yeah, they don't need that.
I'm sorry. If a horror movie was filmed in my house, they're gonna be like, "Your house is so shitty that it looks like it's been abandoned for years. Let's film a horror movie." I would be so offended. Okay?
True.
No, they
And I would
probably
not
like
go back to
they
my
probably
house.
staged it up. It
I
didn't-
really don't think so. I really don't think so.
okay.
I mean, at least the outside alone, it looks a little sketch. It looks
I
like,
I know.
oh,
Did you see
that's-
the lawn care? That tree? Okay, no, ma'am.
Yeah, maybe. Well, fucking what's her face? Lorraine Warren, when she was in the little child's corner, she like picks up the noose and she's like, "Oh my god!" And she falls 25 stories. How did she not break her leg?
I
How
literally
did she not break
She
her
falls
leg?
When
so far.
when
And
that happened, I was
violently.
like, how like deep is this? Like, like she fell like
Yeah.
25 stories, but the house is only like 2 stories. So
He did not
Okay,
sign up for
Well,
that.
she was
No.
okay. No, who is it? Cindy got
You were-
stuck
okay.
in the I went through all the sisters' names. There's 17, sorry.
Yeah.
Cindy gets trapped up there because Reggie or whatever the ghost name is.
Bathsheba?
Rory.
No, the
Reggie.
little boy. Oh,
Rory.
he has a crush.
You thought she meant Bathsheba and she said Reggie.
It's Sabrina, dude. I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, I do have a history of just like fixing, like auto typing my own shit for real life. But,
Antidote, we know.
Yeah. So Rory takes Cindy into this little like creepy asshole, and that's on the
A creepy asshole.
Shut up. Creepy hallway that's miniature size just for him, where he lives.
Bury
and
the
hides from
boy.
Bathsheba.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes, very the boy of them.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's on the second story. So there's the second story, there's the first story, and then there's the basement. I don't know why she fell for so long. And I don't know why the building had no structural support at any point where she fell.
That's true. She didn't like stop and then like kind of fall. It was like
No.
Maybe
Yeah.
she's just
All the
real
way down.
thick. You know what I mean? And like,
I'm sorry, she was
She
beautiful,
got that
beautiful
donk.
woman, not thick. I saw all of that woman.
what do you mean you saw that woman? Huh?
you saw all
I mean, I
Vera Farmiga?
appreciated her figure very well.
I
What
love
I'm
that.
trying to say. She's come on, be real.
Yeah. One of the scenes that I liked too was like when she's like playing hide and clap, but it's not her daughter.
Yes.
And then he's in the
hands?
closet. Ooh! I really like that like they showed the hands instead of just doing the sound.
Mm-hmm.
So that to show that it's like not her daughter, because it was like gray ass hands or like, and I'm like,
Her daughter
How did
walks.
nobody finds that hole in the back of the armoire?
I don't know.
yeah.
I mean,
probably
I like
'cause
that word,
They don't have a
armoire.
flashlight between the 8 of them.
Yeah, that's true. But I love how the little girl comes in after when she takes her blindfold off, and she's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck just happened?" And her little girl is like, "Ah, you fucking cheater! You fucking took your blindfold off, and I won. You fucking." I was like, "Okay, little girl, calm down." She also is the one who gets stuck. Why are all these little girls getting stuck in holes? I'm just saying.
Yeah. They should change the name of the movie, Girls in Holes.
Girls.
That's a different
No.
movie.
No, I don't like that.
Oh my
at all.
God.
And then the subtitles like because of Rory or something. You really be hiding all of them.
Girls in Holes because of Rory.
Oh my god. Rory's
I like when
crush.
she gets I guess, is she not possessed? Is she just, I don't know if she's possessed, but she's just under the influence of ghostage.
She's drunk.
And she's drunk out of her mind on ghost juices. And then she like they're trying to take her out of the house, and they're like, no, like Bathsheba's gonna kill her if you take her out of the house.
Yes.
So then she goes,
You
she
mean
like
when she
freaking does a backflip because
Yeah,
she
it
becomes a
topples to the
tumbler.
floor.
Yeah.
when she does incorrect
Yes.
gymnastics, that shit looks like it
Yes.
hurted, bro.
And then she goes, Roger, and then gets dragged down to the freaking basement.
Oh my goodness.
And Roger didn't.
And then I'm
even
sorry-
shit. Roger was like, "Honey, it's okay.
Yeah,
Come
Roger
back
was
to
not in this
us."
movie.
I was like, "Bitch, shut up." Lorraine is like
But-
touching her forehead and shit, and all you're saying is "come."
Lorraine is like giving her all. And Lorraine is a
Yeah.
powerhouse.
Love Lorraine.
Love
Sorry.
her.
Powerhouse of the South.
Yeah.
Okay, April. Let's talk about April for a second. I don't like that little girl. I'm sorry. She has no survival instincts. First of all, if my mom,
Child.
I was smarter than her when I was her age. I would
Yeah,
bet
I
money right
agree.
now. Okay? Look, first of all, I would never get into the car with my mom if she was acting like whack, you know? Like, and we just came back from Demon House. We just talked about how moms are the ones that are killing. Wouldn't do it. But then when everyone is looking for that little girl,
She don't say
she
shit.
does not, what?
She don't say shit.
She don't give a shit. Yeah, she don't make a noise. Okay, everyone
But she was
is
also
searching
under
for
the
her.
house or some shit, right? She was
Yeah.
like
well, she's
in
under
a
the
hole.
kitchen. Yeah.
Under
Yeah,
the
I
kitchen.
just- I
How
don't
did she
know.
get there?
Rory,
Yes,
bitch.
that's where I
Oh,
was
the
going.
little
Hole
tunnel.
because
Rory
of
should
Rory.
have left.
Rory.
He should have. Rory has no sense of direction. He should have been like, girlfriend, let's go up the stairs, out the front door with your sister in the car. But he said, no, how about this little hole that I found under the kitchen
He
table?
wants to
Oh.
keep her, girl.
Yeah, that's
Weird.
true.
Don't like
Yeah.
it. Don't like him.
Yeah.
I wonder
So wait,
what they did
is
with
it
the
like
house. They never said.
yeah. Is it like an American Horror Story, like Murder House, where like they're attached? Because they're not attached to the house, I guess, because they were like I guess it's the
they
land
are.
she mentioned.
Yeah.
Because it was
it's
like
the land.
Yeah.
she was like they can attach to you, but then they're also attached to the land. So I'm like, which one is it?
Well,
Like,
they would have attached themselves to probably the mom. And
right.
when she was
Well, that's
talking
only
about,
Bathsheba though, not like
when she was
Rory
talking
and
about
Lawrence.
attachment, she was talking about Bathsheba because she was like,
Mhm.
this one is hateful and it's the only one that I'm like worried about.
Right.
So yeah.
That's true.
Bathsheba did a lot.
Shout out to Joseph Bishara. That is the guy who plays Bathsheba.
He plays Bathsheba, and he plays the fucking the one that's black all over and then red like along his eyes. Is that in Insidious, like the four keys or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Darth Maul.
Yeah, he plays
does.
him
I always
too.
He
thought it
plays
was.
Star Wars.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
He is Darth Vader.
Star Wars has been out since 5 ever. Like, you knew you were drawing your little monster to look like that. So I don't
That's true.
like. No, sorry,
I
unsubscribe
think
from that movie.
they got their point across though, because that shit was scary. Darth Maul
Was
is
it?
scary. He was scary.
I laughed at Darth Maul. I'm sorry, you're painted red and black. I'm thinking about like the actor sitting in a chair for 5 hours getting painted red and black. When put like little prosthetic horns on, it's not like once you think about that, it's not scary anymore.
I met the actor that played Darth Maul.
Was he hot underneath it all?
Wow.
You met
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Underneath it all.
Really?
And I
have to look him up right now.
His name is Ray Park. Ray, shout out to
I'll
Ray.
look it up because you guys can see my screen.
He is gorgeous. He has an accent, and
Ooh, where he from?
We love an
I
accent.
think he's from like he's Scottish.
He's
Scottish. He's got a Scottish accent. And when I went to take a picture with him, I like moved my arm up to put around him, and I touched his butt by mistake.
I don't think it was a mistake,
told us that
Queen.
when we were.
Yes. And then I told my dad afterward, I was like, I accidentally touched his butt. And my dad said, I did, but I did it on purpose. And I was like, Dad!
Yeah, I agree. You did that shit on purpose, girl.
Yeah, he is so fine.
Sorry, Brian. It's okay. Don't worry about it,
Brian
Queen.
would probably agree with me.
I'd love
but-
that for you so much.
I could go, no, I'll get into a long tangent about Darth Maul as a character in the original trilogy, so I have to stop.
Well, he was in Insidious, and that's a horror movie, so you can tell us.
Exactly.
True. Yeah, it's on theme.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it has to do. What? That was in English.
Yeah, it has to do.
Hey, witches! It's Harry and Christian. And before we spook you any further, we have to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, well, let me tell you guys, it's the easiest way to start up a podcast.
So Harry and I are college students, and even with our busy college schedules, we're able to create and upload our podcast in no time. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. It's super easy, right?
Oh, 100%. And on top of that, our college wallets could handle it because it's literally free. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you. So just like ours, it can be heard on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and lots of others.
When you use Anchor, there is no minimum listenership when it comes to sponsors. You can make money as soon as you start. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Make sure to download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.
That's ANCHOR.FM to get started.
Thank you so much, Anchor, for your help and support. Now back to the witching hour. So, something I had a question about. When Carolyn is like picking which daughter she wants to freaking kill, she chooses like, what was it? Joey King, whatever her name was, Christine, and the other girl, April. So like, why did she just pick those two over like all 5 of her freaking daughters?
I genuinely think it's because they are the youngest, therefore like the easiest to like grab, you know?
Well, is Christine younger than Nancy? Not Nancy, Cindy?
Renesmee?
Yeah, I think Cindy's younger.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Maybe the like the people
because
who
Joey
were like,
King
Joey
got casted. I don't know.
Yeah, they were like, it's Joey King, and she's good at acting. So,
well, and April is youngest, and April already has that connection with Reginald.
Rory.
What's his name?
Rory.
Rory. Girl,
so does Cindy because Rory has a crush on Cindy. Okay, at Conjuring Writers, we have a correction for you. You should have chosen Renesmee to get fucked up instead of Joey
If she's
King.
the youngest. Yeah, she was the bitch that was getting her head beat up, so that she should have been the one that was killed. I mean, she didn't die, but
She would have been.
Yeah.
Come on, that
I don't
girl's
know.
so skinny. You could have just grabbed her one arm and flung her around. She would have been.
Maybe it was because like she was the
gone.
only one who hadn't gotten like yoinked. And Andrea didn't do
No.
anything.
Yes, she did get yoinked. Her freaking foot.
Oh, right,
I'm sorry,
she
that
did.
scene
I
where
forgot.
she gets all kinds of fucked up. She's like sobbing, and her sister gets grabbed by Beelzebub.
Yeah, like I
forgot
know
her name.
Cindy was like donk donk
Yeah.
into like
Yeah.
her banging
But
her head.
Christine
so they
was
were like,
the-
let's not like ruin her anymore.
Christine
but
was
Andrea
the
didn't do
first
anything.
girl. Christine was the first girl that got like fucked with by Bathsheba.
Yeah, that's true.
But Andrea
Cindy,
did get.
I mean,
fucked.
Andrea didn't do any.
Yes,
when?
she did because when she was
She's
looking
the one
up
who
at the
got-
dresser and Bathsheba
Yeah.
jumped on her. That was.
It's nothing,
Andrea.
girl. You can get over that. I mean, like it
I'm
wasn't
sorry,
as bad.
No, I'd rather be
That
the
was
girl that got her
scary.
hair pulled around. If I had to be any of them.
That looks so painful.
She got thrown
I mean,
into
I don't
the
have hair, so
glass.
I
You don't
Sabrina.
have look. I think she was in
She
the
said, "I'm
best
into
part.
it."
She was in the best kind of like situation. Like she didn't have to hide in any spooky parts. I don't really like the dark. I really don't like bugs or anything. So like I don't have to do that. I don't really like being touched by like wrinkly old
Demons.
fingers. Yeah, demons. You know, sounds like not fun.
So you'd
So I wouldn't want to be
rather
Andrea.
get dragged around into glass panes and shit by your hair, by something you can't see in a room full of people where
Yes.
part of your hair has to get snipped off.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, she did get a haircut.
Girl, I already know that I fuck up my hair all the time. It would just be like an early haircut for me. It's fine. I would either be
my
her or Cindy because then I just have like a huge bruise on the center of my forehead.
Okay, so now the biggest part and the part that literally Chelsea had me sweating was the exorcism. I have obviously watched it before, but I was paying so much attention and trying to figure shit out that I was sweating. It was so much. What do you guys think about that?
Also, I would just like to note that not that I ever want to, but I do want to know the
Okay.
passages that he uses for the exorcism.
Yeah,
Just in case. I feel like it's good, like life skills. You know, like everyone should know.
common knowledge.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, we should all know the passages.
Yeah,
that
instead
man
of doing
uses.
like the pledge, we should learn a
The
passage from.
Fucking agree with that shit so hard. I'm sorry. Don't even get me started. I'll start a petition or some shit.
That is
Oh,
problematic.
yes.
That is problematic because it has to do with religion and there's no religion in schools, people.
I'm sorry, but like,
Well, he
that-
wasn't
that's
reading
a
like the
life
Bible. He was reading like
skill.
Latin. I don't even know what he was reading. It was.
See, I was like, what Bible do you have laying around that is in Latin casually?
Yeah, I don't think that was the
No.
Bible.
Bitch,
I think
he
that was like
fucks with
Exorcism
demons.
101.
What did you expect?
Yeah, but I think that was like Exorcism 101, like textbook. Like that wasn't.
I don't
like, the
care.
Bible.
I think
Textbook.
every house should have it. Every house should have it, and you should know which passages to use. And every house should have one kind of like rosary ass shit that you
Rosary.
use.
Imagine, imagine watching your man perform an exorcism
Oh.
successfully.
Oh my god.
My
I'm trying
God.
to say that it's hot because it's not. My pussy would
Oh,
concave
Jesus.
into
No,
itself.
Chelsea,
It would
I'm
not.
with you. Chelsea, I'm with you. I'm
Oh,
also
no.
with you.
No, I'm sorry. There's demons around. My pussy is dry. I do not have a wop.
Afterward, when it's successful.
Whopper Jack.
Yeah, when it's successful and it happens, you don't think he got fucking
I would
lucky?
be scarred for life. I'd be like, can you just take me out now? I'm sorry.
No.
Cyanide pill right
No.
here.
If
you're
right now.
Lorraine
I've seen
Warren-
too much.
Lorraine Warren was living for it. She was like,
Yeah.
God put us here for a purpose, and our purpose is to
Is
be a
this.
demon.
Oh.
Not be a demon,
No.
but like kill a demon or whatever.
No,
I like
I'm
how
sorry.
at first he's like, I can't do it. And
Yeah.
then when like things start really popping off, he's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to do it.
He's always wanted to do this his entire life.
I
He's like, I don't know if
know.
I can. Give me the book.
Oh my god, and it's so sad when everything's over and they're like in their little creepy ass museum. They're like, so the exorcism got approved. And I'm
Yeah.
So
And he's
fucking
like,
right.
thanks,
He's
guys.
like, great timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Vatican, taking your time. Sorry, that's sacrilegious. Never mind.
Oh, yikes.
That.
this podcast has been canceled by. I'm sorry. The
Oh my
honest
God.
I'm so
truth is
sorry.
that-
Us getting canceled by the Vatican? Crazy.
Please, I don't want. They don't know. There's many Sabrina Gutierrez's in the world. They don't know which one I am.
Well,
I
you
can
just
still
gave
show
your
up.
you just gave your whole
name.
Instagram.
Your whole name
username,
isn't
so-
there.
Anyway,
Oh my
do I
God.
cry now or later?
After the mom finishes getting possessed, what do you think her skincare routine was like?
Oh my God. So
Yes.
intensive. So intensive. She
Yeah.
had to put vitamin C serum all over her face.
Yeah,
She
she was
definitely
wrecked.
needed
A retinol.
a facial. Yeah, sorry, no.
Yeah.
Because she had like cragglies and oh my God, that guy that got a chunk bitten out of his face. Did we just forget about
The
that?
hot cop?
Wait, when did that happen?
No, that was
The
Hello?
hot cop gets a bite taken out of him.
Yeah, during
By
the
who?
exorcism. By
During the exorcism.
Caroline.
Oh,
She says-
I was asleep for that second of the movie. I don't know.
I
don't
definitely
remember.
watched it and I loved it.
She took a
Wow.
good
Some
chunk
kinky
out of
shit
his
right there. He liked
Yeah.
He
And then she-
liked it.
it.
She freaking levitates, and then he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Put her down!" And then Bathsheba's like, "All right," and then she
goes,
releases
"Caca."
her, and she's like,
Yeah, Bathsheba loves fucking up chairs, apparently.
"Yes."
She loves wrecking
I
them.
just feel
Yes,
bad
chair
for all that
wrecker.
antique furniture that gets destroyed down there.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
Sometimes I think about that, like, just like in general with like movies, I'm like, aw, come on,
Mhm.
history. Or like when like a library burns, I'm like, aw,
Yeah.
you know. Just
But
my
that's why
adult
you
thing.
guys can't ask how the house looks so fucked up. Bathsheba been throwing shit.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they weren't. It wasn't the first time. But I feel like
Do
if
you
I
think
walked into a
Bathsheba-
home and it was that fricked, I would not want to get
Yeah.
into it.
Well,
probably got it
apparently
for
they're poor.
cheap.
That's like a whole yeah.
They got it for cheap, so they're
Yeah.
like,
But
fuck yeah.
What do you think?
That's literally how I ended up with my house. So,
So what if you're
So
Chelsea?
Bathsheba's there.
Chelsea, let's put it this way. What if
Well,
your house
okay.
was haunted? What would you do?
I think it is, and I'm fine with it.
Ew.
I think it gives
No.
it character.
Spill
I
it
don't
right
like
now.
that.
She's like, "It's haunted by me."
Okay, so just let me give you a timeline of events, just
Yes,
briefly.
an answer to the vote.
So when Brian and I first moved in, Brian's my husband, for anyone who doesn't know. When we first moved in, the first night that we stayed here, Brian had installed a new fan in our bedroom, and at 3 a.m. in the morning, the light just turns
Oh my
on.
God.
And it's not a like fancy fan or anything, like the light just turns on by itself, and it woke us up, and we were like, what the heck was that?
How
and
did
then,
you go back to sleep?
Well, your girl was tired, so I was like,
Oh my God.
I said, if a demon's gonna come, she gonna have to try harder than that.
She was getting ready for Scary King's The Witching Hour, which releases
But
at 3
listen,
a.m.
Yeah.
every.
Hey,
demon-
promo.
The demon did try harder than that. So
Oof.
like a couple days later, I was like dead asleep in the middle of the night. I woke up and I couldn't breathe. This has never happened to me before, after, nothing.
Sleep paralysis.
Well,
Ew, I have sleep paralysis, but none of that shit happens to me. Sorry.
Oof.
I woke up in the middle of the night. I couldn't breathe. And like the sounds I was making, Brian could, like, it woke him up and he's like, what's happening? And I couldn't talk. And I ran into the bathroom and just like threw up.
Oh my gosh.
It was so, I don't know. Like my stomach wasn't upset. I just couldn't breathe. And then that happened.
Chelsea,
It's called
Then-
pregnancy.
did something vomit into your mouth?
Yeah, are you sure it wasn't backwards?
Yeah, did you already feel lubricated in the mouth when you went to go throw up?
Wait,
Well,
was
I
it
couldn't
already?
breathe, so it was probably going down so that it could come back up.
Yeah, you probably threw her up.
Whoa.
I'm
Mrs. Bathsheba was like, and you said,
I'm Bathsheba.
Oh my.
So that,
Girl,
What I
you're
was
not
gonna
as bad as
say-
the movie makes it seem.
did somebody say?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did somebody say, oh,
What do you think
Nobody said
Bathsheba
it.
does when no one's home? Like when she has no family to haunt?
girl,
Oh,
that's her
girl.
favorite
You know she's-
time.
She's killing
Yeah.
rabbits
reads
and
the
shit.
magazine.
But like, what is she
she's
doing?
chilling. No, she's chilling. The only reason she's fucking belligerent, well, she's also demonic, but the only reason she's crazy
Oh,
is because
right.
she wants to keep her land and she wants people off of it. So if people aren't on it, she's probably like, boom.
But
Probably
do you
hide
think she-
stuff.
Do you think she
Honestly-
fucks with the animals? Because like she was like starting to spawn
Nah, she
crows,
probably
and the
takes
crows
us-
were like,
Yeah.
"Ah," and
Nah,
like
she
she was
probably
killing
takes those
Okay,
birds.
so
Like-
in hindsight, the family are the real villains. They're just fucking up Bathsheba's
Sabrina.
day.
This,
Come on.
this whole movie is about gentrification and
Oh
a white
my
family
God.
Oh my
and taking
god.
land that's not theirs.
I just think now we know. It's like watching The Devil Wears Prada, and as an adult, you realize
I
that the
finally
boyfriend
watched
is the
it.
villain.
I finally watched it. and
Oh.
it
The
was-
boyfriend is the villain. Let's be real.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
That's true.
Ruining a successful woman's career, and he's poor, and I hate him. No, she doesn't even know.
God, Sabrina.
None of it. I'm not down for any of it. What does he even do? We don't even find out his job throughout the movie. He
Be
doesn't
fine.
have a job.
No, he like works in a restaurant.
No. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
he
And she
does.
works for Vogue.
No.
And she works for Vogue. No, ma'am.
No, she works
Sorry.
for whatever the magazine is called in the movie. It's not Vogue. But
Okay, we know it's
Vogue
Vogue
way.
and we know
Yeah,
it's Anna
yeah.
Wintour.
yeah. My favorite part of that movie, even though we're not talking about that movie, is when she goes, no, that wasn't a question. When she's
I know.
like,
She's
yes.
like, fat and ugly.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, actually, in hindsight, and she's like, no, it
that wasn't a question. I love it.
Oh my-
Well, speaking
So,
of
this movie.
Meryl Streep, Bathsheba was crazy. No, I'm kidding.
That was her best role.
Bathsheba's best
Bathsheba
role.
kind of does look like Meryl Streep.
No, she
Top
doesn't.
10.
Don't
Oh,
say
no.
that.
2%.
But
Meryl Streep is
Meryl,
beautiful.
we're so sorry.
Wait,
Meryl,
can
we
we
know you're
talk-
listening.
Can we talk about how weird Meryl sounds if you say it over and over? Ew.
No.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl.
But she's amazing. Almost as good as Joey King.
Oh my god.
I hate her name
gracious.
too. Joey King. No.
What the
Damn.
We can't shit on people's names.
Sorry, Joey. We're on a
So
first name
messed
basis
up.
now.
Also, the other night, okay, Brian woke up at like 3 a.m. This is a multi-layered story, but
Oh my.
he woke up at like 3 a.m. I didn't know that he woke up.
307, would you say?
Oh my god.
No. Ew.
He like got up because he says he heard a sound, but I didn't know he was even up.
Mm-mm.
So like 10 minutes later, I get up and I think he's still in bed, and I took the dog out, and then I went to go into the bathroom and he was in there. So I just like busted in on this poor man in the bathroom. But he woke up because he heard a noise. And then around like 7 a.m. after we had both gone back to sleep, I woke up because I heard a noise. We both heard like somebody shaking the bag of cat food
Mhm.
in the house.
Oh my god.
And we didn't talk about it until I woke him up at 7, and I was like, Brian, I hear noises in the house and both the animals are in our room. And he like went and looked around and there was nothing in there.
Chelsea, how are you still living there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
I'm
are you
sorry.
calm?
Leave your
Because I
house.
just refinanced. Where am I going to go? I got a good interest rate though, 2.8.
Amen,
Hey.
That's what
sister.
I don't know what that
saying.
means.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't house.
But good for you. It sounds like a good thing. I
Yeah,
don't
sounds
house.
good.
Christian, you
Well,
house.
anyway,
Room and
so
board.
back to the
I have a
Conjuring.
conspiracy theory. I have a conspiracy
Oh,
theory
okay,
about the
sorry,
witching
sorry,
hour.
Sabrina
okay?
has a conspiracy.
About the
Okay.
what?
Yes, I
that
do.
was
About
really
what?
hard
The
for you to
witching
say.
hour.
Oh, the witching
Everybody
hour.
was talking and I couldn't.
She went, the witching hour.
Okay, what's your
I
conspiracy,
can't even listen to
ma'am?
music and talk. Okay, so I don't think this may be like bad for our brand, but I'm gonna say it.
Oh,
I
no.
don't think
Sabrina?
that there is a real witching hour. I don't think that 3 a.m. is the real witching hour because, hear me out,
She's fired.
time is concept. Time is a social concept. We don't need it. Like, it's not real. Come on. Like, do you
Well-
think when you die, you're gonna remember that it's 3 a.m.? No, I'm sorry. You're on your own wavelength. You're on your own
you don't know if they
dimension.
got clocks in there in that little
They
realm.
def don't got
You don't
clocks.
know if you die wearing your watch, bitch.
They def don't have clocks. You think Bathsheba was like, oh, it's 3 o'clock, gotta go.
No,
No,
but I mean,
ma'am.
if she
No, she
can
was
see
not.
them, she could probably see their clocks.
Yeah.
And then that's probably like a time that they're like, ooh, it's like when
Well, it's
spirits come
not-
out on Halloween, like in American Horror Story and stuff.
So
They're like,
then why
ooh,
is it-
it's Halloween.
no.
Why is
but
it 3 a.m. and not 3 p.m.? How about
well,
that?
it's not.
How
It's
about
not.
that?
Listen.
How about that?
Listen to me. It's not
Listening.
because the ghosts see that it's 3 a.m. and they come out. It's because that's supposedly what people say when the veil between this world and that world is thinnest so they can come through. It's not like they're
But is it
fucking
like a minute or like the hour?
The people stopped praying at that time.
So you tell me they're waking up at 4 a.m. to pray again.
I don't know their life.
Sabrina,
I
don't
think-
question it.
Yeah,
I'm just
I don't know
saying
what's
that it's
I
fake.
don't know
And
about
all
that,
of you
but-
listeners, don't you worry. You're going to sleep safe and sound because time is a social construct. And I cannot say that word. What is that
No.
word?
Social
Construct?
It's construct, but you
Social
said concept
construct.
and construct, so we're just gonna leave it.
Yeah, time is a oh my god. Anyway, time is relative. Relative is time.
Thank you.
And
Also, what
Yeah.
if you're getting haunted in Australia?
Sabrina,
Like, what if your
They're
ghost
3
is
a.m.
Australian?
it would
What
be
if your
their
ghost
3
is
a.m.
Australian and dies over here?
No,
Or what if they just like
Sabrina, if you're Australian and you come to the United States, you do not live your life by Australian time. That's
exactly
not how it works.
I don't know. I just think I don't know. I think it sounds too
I
big
think
for me.
that
We need to move on, is what I think.
yeah, I think we should get back to The Conjuring, 2013, Warner Brothers, James Wan.
So let's continue talking about the fucking exorcism. My least favorite part, because I thought, okay, when she turns upside down and she gets stuck to the ceiling in the chair, I really thought Bathsheba was gonna let her go and break her neck, and they were really gonna lose the mom.
Yeah. That would have been so much funnier. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
She goes,
If Bathsheba just drops her.
Yeah, she's just out. I'm sorry. If I were being possessed, I would want to be out as soon as possible. Do not try to save me.
Sabrina.
I just want to die. I want to die.
No.
You just told us. You just told us we all have to learn about exorcism, and you're telling us now that if you were possessed, we'd let you die?
Because I'm a giver. I don't mind saving you, my love, but I don't like to suffer. So I would rather just, be out with it as fast as possible. I always said if there was a zombie apocalypse, I'm taking a cyanide pill. I'm not going to deal with it. I don't want to be hungry.
God.
I don't want to be cold. I don't want to be dirty.
All right, so we can't count on Sabrina for help. If we
No.
You can totally give somebody else the passages and the rosary and the Bible and then send them into the room where you were, and I would leave.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be part of the exorcism?
Yeah.
No, because if that shit gets loose, it attaches
You're
to whatever
telling
souls are
me.
around.
So what's the point of learning the thing?
You're telling
I can
me.
show somebody else. I'll highlight the parts that they're supposed to say.
You're telling me
I'll put a little tab and highlight it.
Listen to me. You're telling me that if I was possessed by a demon and you were the only one who knew how to exorcise a demon out of me, you wouldn't fucking do it. You would teach somebody else how to do it.
She'd put a sticky note on the page of the Bible.
Do I catch it in a jar afterwards? Where does it go? I'm sorry.
The Lord incinerates it.
Yeah, I think
so.
it just like evaporates or something.
Yep.
Yeah, it goes.
If I have it confirmed that she's gonna poof and she's just not gonna like yeet back into my body, I'd do it.
Yeet.
What do you gain?
That is called
What
being
do you
selfish.
gain from,
Life?
No, what do you gain from me now having we're just gonna keep exercising each other back and forth?
We'll
That
take
sounds
turns,
exhausting.
bitch. That's what friendship is about.
No, and that's why I would prefer
if
death.
I got a demon and it has to go somewhere, I would like to think that you would be willing to take it for like 3 seconds while I chill. You know,
I could like share it. Like on the weekend,
That's why
Sabrina
I'm
takes
saying,
it.
No.
It's like that scene in. Have you guys seen Scooby-Doo the live action when
Yes.
Which
their
one?
When they
souls
switch
keep
bodies.
going into the wrong body?
Yeah.
That's us trying
And
to
Fred-
exercise
I love
each
that
other.
movie.
Fred goes into
hate
Daphne's body and starts touching her boobs. That's the part I
Mhm.
remember,
That was a
guys.
lot.
I liked that part way too much as a child. I was like, yeah, touch your boobs.
There was a lot of sexual tension in that movie.
I really think
For no reason.
I really think we've talked about other movies more than we talked about The Conjuring.
Yeah. Anyway, so she freaking does that. Oh, I wanted to mention the necklace where she like poofs.
Yeah.
That's how she
Oh,
gets back into the
yeah.
house
Yeah.
because she's connected to that necklace, which is connected to what's her name? The little girl.
Her daughter.
You know what that reminds me of? Not to bring up
Judy's
another,
necklace.
not to bring up another movie, but in Halloween, one of the Halloween
really?
towns where they have the little skeleton heads where they can like talk through walkie-talkies. I guess it reminds me of a
Yes.
walkie-talkie.
Love that.
And she just goes to the other house.
They talk
Mhm,
into
and then
the
she goes,
locket.
and she pulls
Moral
out
of the story
Annabelle.
is don't give any gifts with any sentimental value because demons will use it against
Yeah.
you. Don't do
Because
it.
Moral of
It
this
had a
movie,
picture
don't
of her
hang
daughter
mirrors.
in it. That's how the
Yeah.
ghost knew what her daughter looked like.
Mhm.
That's true.
And then
she's
it's
like, look, she's swimming. She's
sent it
swimming
down
in the
the river.
lake.
I love that. I love that Bathsheba was like, "Bitch, if you don't get out of here, this will go happen. Like, I'm gonna just give you a preview in this water
Mhm.
before I kill your ass and your daughter."
How far away do they live from this house is a good question because how is Bathsheba just, traveling back and forth?
Girl, I don't know. Bathsheba got powers.
I don't know.
Did you not watch the movie? She can do
So,
some shit,
If
bro.
ghosts can travel, they have different time zones in the witching hours.
You know what? Okay, I think this is where we start wrapping up because we can't let Sabrina get
Jesus
too involved.
Christ.
So
Please comment
ratings.
on our photos if you agree. It's not
if you
real.
believe
Time's
in
not real.
demon time travel.
And demon time zones.
Yeah.
Or
The witching
lack
hours
thereof.
every hour.
Yeah, lack
'cause no.
thereof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag the witching hours every hour, according to Sabrina.
Yeah.
Okay, well, since we're gonna talk about our rating of the movie, we do not have a rating as a group of this movie yet.
Right.
So, what do we decide? What are we thinking?
10 out of 10.
I think 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think 10 out of 10 as well.
This is a
10 out of
classic.
10
I'm sorry.
mouth pukes.
Yeah.
10
Love
out of
it.
10, she puke into my mouth.
Oh my
Loved
god.
it. Loved it.
Yes.
10
10 out of 10.
This
Hide and
definitely has to
clap.
be one of
Mouthpiece.
okay, if you're getting into horror, this has to be one of the first movies that you
Yes.
watch. You know,
I
like
agree. Yeah.
it's a great way to dip your little toesies in. It's not like gory or anything, which I feel like, you know, is an acquired taste. This one's just spooky, will make you sleep with your feet tucked under the covers. Kind of, you know?
I think
it's
the
perfect.
only
I agree.
negative, if there is a negative, that was kind of sacrilegious, Jesus. But that too. But the only negative of this movie, if there is a negative, would be if it is your first, you are gonna start watching other horror movies and being like, "Oh, this one's not good." Like The Conjuring
Yeah.
is better.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think it's
But I mean, that's
because then
fine.
You're a person of taste. You know,
Yeah.
you're going through horror movies with a
Agreed.
good palette.
and also treat
Yes.
yourself. If you want to start off with anything, start off with this one. She's a good one.
And there's a lot of
Yes.
movies in the Conjuring universe to watch, and I think that
Yes.
Yeah.
they all stand really well. on
They're all
their own.
solid, yeah.
Unlike Insidious, James, I got a bone to pick with you, James. My favorite quote of the movie is one of them. Which one is it? Is it? No, it's Joey King. She goes, "Nancy, stop farting."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a really good one. So Chelsea,
Chelsea,
since you gave us a little moral of the story, I know Sabrina's given us like 45, but what do you think is the moral of this movie?
Yeah, your famous pick.
Chelsea.
Oh, I thought we were asking Sabrina.
No, the pause.
No, I said Sabrina's given us 45, but what's your take?
Oh,
Yeah.
my take is if you can find a cheap house with that many bedrooms and it's got a little demon in it, go for it, baby. You're gonna get approved.
No.
All it takes is one exorcism and a few trips to Home Depot, and you've got yourself a nice little farmhouse.
Also, if you're a farmer in like
dog.
the 1700s and you're gonna date someone and marry someone, don't let her be named Bathsheba. She's a witch.
Don't
who's
let
gonna
her
sacrifice you
be
to
a
a witch.
Be
Don't let
smart
her be a
when
witch.
picking your wives.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
agreed.
I'm gonna name my next kid. My next kid?
You don't
Do you have something to
you have a unbirthed kid
Oh my god.
that you don't know
I'm
about.
gonna name my child Bathsheba,
Brett, okay,
but you have
But
to say it
it
like
can match my fish.
What's her nickname though? Or his nickname?
Bathsheba.
Bathy.
Her nickname is the same name just said weird, Chelsea.
yeah. Yes.
So her name is Bathsheba, but her nickname is Bathsheba.
It can be Bathsheba backwards. Abbas.
No.
Oh, don't say it backwards.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No,
geez.
never mind. I take it back. Bathsheba.
It's like saying
Okay.
Beetlejuice.
Okay. So, so yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, please let us know. You can find us on Instagram at THE Scary Queens, in case you know how to spell the. And you can find us on our other podcast. Wow. On our other podcasting platforms: Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google. Why would I choke? I'm gonna restart.
He said Google.
Google. So you can find us on Instagram at the Scary Queens. That's THE Scary Queens, in case you didn't know how to spell the. And you can find us on our other podcasting platforms: Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Sorry, I had to. And Outcast.
Take us away, Sabrina.
And remember, stay afraid, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
I was about to leave the Zoom.
Christian, I hope you know
Rita
I'm keeping
said my
that
work
in.
is done.
I did
Wait,
my
what?
part.
Oh, I was
I
about to
earned
leave
my
the Zoom.
quarter.
Mail me my check.